have done that too. Michael, it's all yours. Let me get you set up here.
You got for sale?
Chris.
You beat him up.
Michael beat up his old Uncle Sam so bad he had to get a new one. All right, go ahead, Michael.
Okay, morning guys. And by the way, there are plenty of chairs in the vendor room, so if you want to grab some for you.
Yeah, there's plenty of chairs up here scattered out, so if y'all don't want to stand, come on up. Sean, you had a long drive from Dallas. You need a chair. Here, get up here. Yeah, there's plenty of chairs up here. All right.
Okay guys, so normally when I come here, I share a lot of information, but today I'm not the featured speaker. I want to tell you about things when I will share the information, and it will not be today, unfortunately, because the agenda is packed. What we are doing is, in February, which is starting tomorrow, but just a few days ahead, we are going to stage here some tax for real estate investors classes. And the question that could be natural is, why would you want to be there? Here is the answer. Is okay. Some of you in this room know me. You know that I know my stuff. You know that I can teach. So you will be there, and you probably already signed up. If you don't know who I am, the first question is, okay, who is this strange guy with a Russian accent and gloves and what? Okay, if you look here, this is my logo. The logo tells the story. I always come with my partner, and we always spar, and I always win. So that's the short story about that, okay? Next we're going to talk about, that class is about income tax that we're going to do, and everybody is doing taxes, it's about time, and everybody usually has some help. So I'm going to show you an email from one of my new clients who was my new client last year. What it means is that the guy, the first time I prepared his return was 2013. That's an email he sent to me after the fact, and I want to point out just a couple things there. One is the guy mentions there that then saying, okay, some of the things you caught just made me realize even more how poorly my previous accountants were, and I've been through 3. And the guy is in Dallas. So right now he figured out he needs to come here in Houston where accountants are. So how did I end up here? I need to tell a bit of a story. So I came to this country more than 20 years ago, and I was self-employed immediately. So the first year, I'm asking is, what do you do about this tax thing? And my co-worker shows me and says, oh, it's very simple. You go buy a book like a couple days before April 15th, and the book gives you step by step. Well, I can read a book. So I'm like, that's no problem. So about April 13th, that year I bought a book. Started reading that, and then an interesting thing happened. I can understand every single word. I can understand every single sentence. I cannot understand what they are saying anyways. So I panicked, and I said, what do I do now? They said, you need to get a CPA. I said, what is a CPA? I had no idea. So they explained to me, so I started calling around, found some referral, went to a guy. The guy charged me tons of money and made me pay this guy, write him a huge check. And I didn't like that. I just really did not like that. So I figured out one thing which I want that my conclusion to be your conclusion too. Knowing taxes is a survival skill. You know, I came here with nothing. When I came here with no money, spoke English even worse than I do now, so speaking English was a survival skill. Knowing taxes was another one. What I know now, after becoming a professional in that field, the guy who I went to didn't even do a good job. So that was necessary. So what I did is just for my own survival, I learned taxes. And then I realized, you know what, I like that thing. Because if you know how to do that, you end up paying less. I'm pretty sure that everybody in this room shares my sentiment. It's good to pay less. So that's what I figured out, and then soon after that I ended up leaving my computer career and becoming a professional in tax area. And in tax area where I quickly ended up, I'm doing real estate only. All my clients are real estate investors. So what I do is just real estate, absolutely nothing else. So we're doing taxes for real estate, and the question is, okay, why is that important? Okay, I'll tell you another story related to real estate. I said, okay. One of the other survival skills I needed to learn when I came here is how to buy property. And I was not an investor, I wanted to live somewhere. So I needed to buy my own house. And we went there, we're looking at a house, and one of the selling points was the guy said, the homeowner was very proud because he just put himself new siding on his garage. Was one of the selling points. Something, well, I'm looking, it looks real neat. You know, fresh siding on the garage. I was like, well, that's definitely a plus. And I had an inspector with me. Inspector comes up to the garage and starts laughing. Just laughing. I say, what? Says, look at that siding. Like, yeah, I see a nice new siding. No, sir, look at that. I couldn't even understand what I'm looking at. This is what this thing is. Okay, I'll have to take my gloves for that. To illustrate. It's okay. If this is the side of the building, right? And we are putting siding here. This is how he put planks. This is how he put planks on the side of the building. Like, in case you don't realize what I'm doing, completely defeating the purpose of siding. So instead of diverting water off, he was like directing it straight into the cracks of the siding. So, okay. I was not planning to become a contractor. I didn't want to know, but I needed to know that little, right? So when you put siding, you need to know which side, right? Which side you put it up. You know that in real estate. Some of you in this room are professionals in construction, but most of you are not. I am not. But we know enough to know what separates lousy job from a good job, correct? Taxation is the same thing, and I want to show you the next slide to illustrate the point. Now, his email comes from a completely new client. That new client is becoming client for me now. This is an email exchange that we had with this client just a few days ago, very fresh. I scratched off identifying information because it's a small world, you never know. Black is my text, red is responses from the client. I want you to point a few things here. So we're looking, that's, okay, what I'm saying, what I wrote to that investor said, the bad news is that your personal return looks real bad, yada, 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 okay? Then response in red said, well, that doesn't surprise us, but I'm sure that you will help us. Then I'm trying to say, look at the next one. Something there I said, is the only business schedule that looks reasonably fine. Then I'm talking, okay, those 1, 2, 3, 4 are on the wrong schedules. These are rental operations, they must be on a totally different form, schedule E. Okay, that's like the siding thing. You know, I'm not expecting that investor to be a tax professional, know what I know about that. But they need to know enough to just know on what form it goes. So if it's on the wrong form, you know the siding is upside down. You know that you have to raise an alarm and do something about that. And that's why we're doing that class. We're not trying to teach you how to become professional accountants. We're going to show you how to avoid that stuff, that at the end we don't end up here. Let's look at the last one. These issues can unfortunately make, because that person wanted return completed fast. I'm thinking, well, it may be a problem after all of that. And he considered, so, well, I figured that already. Okay, probably don't want to be in that situation. That's why we are doing this class. So hopefully that in a short one I'm telling you is okay. Maybe those two people convinced you that I know my stuff. My next thing, can I explain it to you? Can I teach? Okay, how many of you are familiar with real acquisitions? The company here in Houston, okay. This is from owner, the founder of Real Acquisitions, Clay. Okay, Clay Cahoon took my class. Here is his testimonial. Basically says that, well, I can teach you. I hopefully if you see what Clay is saying, that maybe that's a valid testimonial that will convince you. So what we are doing here is going to happen on February 14th. Right here at the Wealth Club, we are going to have two classes. First one is income tax for landlords. It's going to be in the morning, 9 to 12 on February 14th. And then in the afternoon, we are doing second part of that, which is taxes for rehabbers and flippers. That will be in the afternoon, on the same day. Why there are two classes? Because real estate business, you cannot explain to this guy, to my partner here, and says I'm a real estate investor. On my website, I even have an article that says real estate investors do not exist. Yes, like 200 people in this room do not exist. For him, he only understands two things. You can be a landlord, you can be a rehabber or flipper, not a general investor. So if you are doing one of them, if you are a landlord, you need the morning class. If you are buying and selling houses, need the afternoon class. If you are doing both, guess what? Okay, easy conclusion. Okay. And there is something in between left, right? Like, do you see that? Like white space in between, which says, okay, there is something there. Because it's February 14th, I'm going to throw there something in Valentine's Day bonus, and that's going to be a free presentation between 1 and 1:30. Okay, need some, okay. Can you come here for just 1 second? Okay. I need you guys, I want to illustrate. Can you stand between us for a second? This is what is going to happen with our class. So, okay, we have in the morning and in the afternoon something solid but boring. And in the middle we have something priceless and sexy. So what is going to happen in the middle is going to be available to people who sign up for the class. So if you come here, you get some bonus here in the middle for free, and it's going to be on the 14th. And you want to know what it is, right? I'm out of time. Should I mention?
Go.
Okay, another? Okay, fine. Okay, so here is what we're going to do there. If you are worried about security at your home, and you want to know, and I was through that exercise when I bought my house, I wanted to know what is the right way to protect your house. Here's my question to you. Who would you ask? You want to know what works and what does not work in home security. Who are you going to ask? Are you going to ask people who sell security systems? No. Okay, then who are you going to ask?
Police.
Police? Who is even better? Burglar, exactly. You want to ask a person who knows how the system works. Now, if you want to know, we are all in real estate, what works in real estate and what does not work in real estate, who are you going to ask? Okay, are you going to ask people who promote real estate investments? Are they going to tell what I promote does not really work? No. Okay, so who are you going to ask? You're going to ask me, why? Because you can tell all the stories to each other during the break, during networking, or later this afternoon at a big expo where I'm going to, and we all can tell all the stories. But then you come to me and you undress. I mean, not literally, but you show me everything, I see the numbers. I've been doing that for so many years. I've seen hundreds of investors. I've seen numbers. I can tell you what works, what does not work. I have seen that. I comprised list of 10 best things in real estate that work. 10 things that do not work. And that's what I'm going to share in between, but only available for people who, as a bonus to attending our class on the 14th. So hope to see you all there, and hope that after the start season you are not going to write emails like that. So let's start doing things correctly. Thank you.
Punch your mouth, Michael.
All right. Now, who's got wholesale deals that they would like to share? Okay? Wholesale deal on a piece of real estate that is wholesale. Come on up. Line up and we'll get a mic turned on here for you. Go ahead, Jim. Get first dibs. Jim, yeah, come on in this way as far as your